Okay, we are on 2-1, writing equations, page 75. Here's where we are. Okay, the first thing I want to do is add a couple of notes that are not really tied to the book. I need you guys to know that is means equal. So whenever we see equal, the equal sign, we're going to put is as the word that means equal. Then whenever we're going from words to algebraic expressions, I need you to understand when we need to use parentheses. When we need to use parentheses is whenever we have the word sum, difference, or product. That means we need to go ahead and group what we need to group with that. Quotient means division, like I showed you in the previous video. And then understand that the first number before the word quotient, or the quotient of, it's the first number that goes first, is always on top, and then the other one after the word and. So I actually said the before and, so I meant the word and goes on top. So let's go ahead and translate each sentence into an equation. It says 5 times a number. So a number is a variable, so let's go ahead and let it be n. Squared. Squared is an exponent. So instead of saying n to the second power, we can say squared. 7 times, so 7 times n squared is. Is means equals. 5 times the difference. The difference has to be in parentheses. That's why I said that up here, and the book does not do that good of a job of specifying that. So it's the difference of k and m. Difference means to subtract. That's letter A. Letter B says 15 times a number, my letter N, subtracted from 80 is 25. Okay? And what I should actually say is this is actually wrong because subtracted from, I need to take from 80. So whenever I said in my previous notes, let me get those real quick. Any time that I said less than, we need to put it to the back. The same would actually be for subtracted from. Less than subtracted from would be the same thing. So we would actually go ahead and put 80 in front, and then I can subtract that from 15n. Okay? So subtracted from 80 is 25. That's the correct way in which to write it. Go ahead with the guided practice. Guided practice, I'm not going to write everything down, but it says 2 plus the quotient of a number and 8 is the same as 16. Go ahead and try 1A. I said I wouldn't write it, but I'm going to go ahead and write it because we do need it. So 2 plus the quotient of a number and 8 is the same as 16. 2 plus the quotient, so 2 plus, quotient means division of a number. That's my letter N, so quotient means division of a number, and I told you up here that the number in front of the word and goes on top. The quotient of n and 8 is the same as, is means equals 16. That would be my algebraic expression. 1B says 27 times k is h squared decreased by 9. Pause the video and try 1B. 27 times K is H squared decreased by 9. Decreased would be exactly as you see, so it's not to the back. Example 2. Example 2 says refer to the information at the left. So I wasn't able to type that up, so I want you to look at the information at the left in page 76, example 2. In how many days will 261,000 flights have occurred in the United States? So it says in 1919, Britain and France offered a flight that carried 2 passengers at a time. Now there are more than 87,000 flights each day in the United States. So each day. So we're going to go ahead and we need to define the variable. It says in how many days. So whatever they're asking is going to be our variable. So we're going to say that days equals D. Once I have my variable, then I can go ahead and I can set up an equation in which they want. So we want to equal 261,000 flights. Well, in the information that was given to us, there's 87,000 flights per day, each day. That means I would multiply my D to 87,000. We're not going to solve this. We're not going to solve this just yet because I haven't taught you that, and we're not actually going to check it either. So don't even worry about solving this because I'm going to wait to solve problems. I want to make sure that we can set it up. So go ahead with a guided practice. Pause the video. There are 50 members in the North Carolina Senate. This is 70 fewer than. Fewer than. Fewer than means to subtract, but put it to the back. So I know I'm going to subtract. In North Carolina House of Representatives, how many members are there in the House of Representatives? So I'm going to let M stand for members. I'm going to let M stand for members. There are 50 members in North Carolina, and it says this is. This is means equals. 50 is. This is 70 fewer than the House of Representatives. So how many members are in North Carolina? So members, M stands for members, and we're instead of just saying members, we're going to say in North Carolina, House of Representatives. In House of Representatives. So this would be M minus 70 because there is 70 fewer in the North Carolina House of Representatives. So M minus 70. M stands for the members in the House of Representatives. Okay, let's go ahead and skip to example 3. In example 3, we see that it says translate the sentence into a formula. The area of a triangle equals the product of 1/2 the length of the base and the height. So we have to define our variables. A is our area, B is our base, and H would be our height. So A equals, product means to multiply, so 1/2 times the length of the base and the height. There's our equation. Example 4, translate each sentence or equation into a sentence. So we could say 6 times z subtracted by 15 is 45. There are many ways in which we could write this. That is just one of the ways. The book says 6 times z minus 15 equals 45. So they said something slightly different than I did. We could go ahead with letter B. There's many ways in which we can write it. I'm going to use a word sum. So let's go ahead and say sum. I could put parentheses around it if I wanted to use the word sum. Doesn't matter. Let's say the sum of y squared and 3 times x is equal to w. That's one way in which we could write it if we wanted to. There are many ways in which to do it. Go ahead and try for A. For A, we have 15 equals 25u squared plus 2. So if you haven't paused, try, because some of you guys may not have your book. Please have your books, students. Okay, so we have 15 is, let's say 15 is equal, we could use to the product of 25 and u squared plus 2. Remember that yours does not have to be exact, but it needs to sound something similar. 4b would be 3 halves. R minus t to the third equals 132. So pretty much how I say it is how we can write it. Go ahead and try. So we could have 3 halves times R minus t cubed is 132. That is a sample answer. And we are done.